Hello, everybody, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. Or if you're like my mom has taken to celebrating Festivus. So happy holidays to you guys in general. And just a couple quick announcements. I actually just turned 38 yesterday. It's interesting as you get older. I just wanted a small little hang with my family, be alone kind of day. And it was beautiful. It was perfect. And that's how you know you got a pretty cool life when a special day comes around and you don't really want to do anything different than you do on a typical day. So super blessed in that, and I want to bless you guys in some ways this year. One of the things I'd like to show you more, and I've been working on some stuff a little bit behind the scenes, a little got interrupted a little bit by the holidays, but I want to show you the inside workings of some really good agencies that are systematized and organized, and their sales are predictable, and their offers are good, and they have processes for getting teams. And I want to show you guys the inside of like real agencies. So I've got a couple people that I've been interviewing and sharing some cool stuff with you guys that'll be coming out over the next couple weeks. But also, if you guys know anybody that you think has something really cool, and it doesn't have to be that they got the whole business figured out, but if they've got they're really good at one piece that would benefit the community and they can help add value to you guys. This has been obviously a tough year, 2020, for a lot of people. And when you really understand the principles, it can actually be your best year ever. So I want you guys to have your best 2021 ever. So anyway, let's get to the Q&A. I don't have anything for you right now other than some holiday business. Okay. So Omar says, "What sort of scheduling and automating software do you use in the market for some? So far, I've only found Scheduler I like. Later, any help would be awesome." Yeah, for scheduling the clients, which is a big part of your organization, if they can just call you whenever. So there's two parts to this, Omar. One part is um, like the software tools, and one part is actually the frame and expectations you set with the clients. So what I mean by that is software like Acuity or Once Hub or whatever like calendar software that lets clients schedule times and everything fits into a neat little slot will just make it easier because you won't get interrupted all day long. But the second thing I think is really more powerful, and we don't realize we can do this, is just to say at the very beginning to the client, my office hours are from blah, blah, blah to blah, 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 and that's when I handle all questions, responses, things like that. And the rest of the time, I'm working on your stuff. You can actually like dramatically reduce all the scheduling you need to do by dealing with it up front. And so you do want to have scheduling software, but you also want to like balance that with having a system that works for you. And a lot of times we don't realize it's our agency. We get to design it. If you say to a client, I normally take my emails once a week from 3 to 6 o'clock, and I will make sure to get you a perfect answer. If you have something that's an emergency, you can text me. But one of the things we pride ourselves on is making it so your business works that you don't have emergencies like this. And so otherwise, I ask that you be patient with me because I'm working on your stuff and I'll get back to you between 3 and 6. And you'll be amazed. Clients will not bug you from Tuesday to Saturday or they'll wait. It's all about the frame you set. So you can go a lot of different directions with that aren't just software. Chris, what is your favorite platform for landing pages, email marketing, and for creating ads? Is there a platform that has all-in-one online marketing tools like Carta? Yes, Chris, there is. Like ClickFunnels will do all of those things for you. Maybe not for creating ads. The ad platforms are usually like kind of a separate entity. But the landing pages and the email marketing and like creating the pages, that can all be done within ClickFunnels. But having said that, ClickFunnels is not personally my favorite solution. I like for landing pages using lead pages because it's the quickest, the easiest, the prettiest, and the highest converting. And so I use that piece for that. For email marketing, I use Aweber, and the biggest reason is it's the fastest one to like just write an email, and you only get paid for emails you get out the door. So it allows like more efficiency. It's funny because I started with Aweber, then I tried everything else, Mailchimp and Infusionsoft, and all of them really, Constant Contact and Get Response and Active Campaign and all of those. And I've come back to Aweber because I found it's just easier. Like it's a very simple platform, but the most important thing is like connecting with your audience. So I use Aweber for that, and as far as creating ads, it's kind of a secret weapon of mine, but I don't create ads on any platform. I always go to like where my audience is and like just listen to them for an hour and see all the questions and problems and things that get upvoted, and that's how I create ads. Is always like born out of the audience. But you can, it depends on which way you want to go. ClickFunnels will save you some time because it will give you an all-in-one solution. But having said that, I prefer to use the best piece for each job personally. So I'm not saying there's a right or a wrong way. It's just really a preference thing. So I use the combination of lead pages, Aweber, and good old-fashioned research for landing pages, email marketing, and creating ads. So I hope that's helpful. Job, I need some tips on advice. How does a perfect email campaign look like? It doesn't, Job, and that question will paralyze you into acting because there's no such thing as a perfect email sequence. I've done it before. You can really screw up email. Like I've had it sent where I forgot to space the emails out, and I just like sent a whole sequence of emails, like a bunch in a row, and you piss people off. That was certainly not perfect. I've had typos in them, and I've had really every mistake you can make. And what ends up happening is you keep refining it, you get better. Oh, you notice I had email 3 had a whole bunch of typos, and you go back and fix them, right? So don't be trying to create a perfect thing. Think about what's the best I can do now, what's the best I can actually implement, and then actually implement it. Because there's no such thing as a perfect email campaign. And what you'll find is those imperfect ones, when you just get them out the door, still convert. Like people will still buy from you even when you got typos. And when you send 7 emails in a row and then you send a whoops, holy, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to like blast you a bunch of emails. I just screwed up setting up my drip campaign in my software. I'm really sorry, but I just had a bunch of cool stuff for you. People will understand. So don't wait for perfection. Just do it the best version of it you can do today. Mark, I always see ecom gurus saying $5 a day is enough to start for ads like drop shipping. How is that possible? I'll just tell you how some of my friends do it, Mark. I'm with you though. That's like, if that's all you have, fine. But most people are just taking the slow lane. So I hear that kind of undertone in your question. But I do have some friends, believe it or not, who with like $5 or $10 a day do like launch successful e-commerce businesses. And what they typically do is they'll run like a likes campaign for a product. What's up, Rem? Thank you for the happy birthday, love. Appreciate that. It's been actually really cool to have so many people reach out. It's been a long time where most of my life people forgot my birthday, so it's really amazing that so many of you like reached out. So I appreciate that so much. Um, but yeah, sorry, back to the question. So the e-commerce gurus, um, so my friends, what they'll typically do is $10 a day, they'll test a like campaign on a product, and they're always testing something new every $10. And what they're looking for is comments that say things like, "Hey, where can I get one of these?" And if they do that, they know they have a winning product, and then they scale forwards with that. So they do spend money. I've seen them spend 500 or even 5,000 or on the highest end, like probably 50, 100,000 a day. Um, but typically, what they're doing on the small scale is making sure they get the product right, so that when they test it, they know it's going to work. So they're not spending $5 a day forever. They're spending $5 a day until they find a winner, and then they throw a whole bunch of money at it. I hope that answers the question. Cole, how much can you sell an agency for? It's a lead generation agency. That's a good question, Cole. I'm just telling you, like, I don't think most agencies are sellable because they don't run without the owner. And until you reach the point where it's um, runs without the owner, then you're not really going to have a sellable asset. Once you have all your systems and processes, then you have a sellable asset. I've seen them go for as high as 20 million. I'm sure there's ones that sell more than that, but that's just the highest I've personally seen. Um, and of course, everything in between. So I've seen agencies sell for even me. Like I've had a couple of websites I sold over the years, and I didn't sell them because like I had some number of what it was worth. Someone just approached me and said, "Can I buy this business?" And the number was reasonable to me for the amount of work I was putting in it and the amount of enjoyment, and got it for. But you can go anywhere from like a couple of $1,000 to 20 million depending on the agency. But I'll tell you, People buy a McDonald's franchise because of their systems and processes, and people buy an agency, a good one, for their systems and processes and how well documented everything is. So if you want your agency to be worth more, the tip is like make it so it can run on your processes. In the same way, like the owner doesn't have to show the McDonald's employee how to make a Big Mac, he just makes a Big Mac on his own using the processes, and so that's how you want your business to be. Leonid, I'm advertising on Bing ads as a first step. I will start soon advertising on Google ads. Two questions. How much more clicks could I expect on Google compared to Bing? I advertise both on computers and mobile. Second question is how much more expensive Google compared to Bing? It depends on your niche. I know that you probably want a really straightforward, simple answer. Is I'll tell you the overall big thing I've seen on Bing is Bing has a lot less search volume. So if you just like if you get really narrow and specific, like you do on Google with just one keyword or two keywords, and that can be a whole campaign. You won't be able to do that on Bing because you won't get enough traffic. So you got to go broader on Bing always. Um, and then on Google, as you know, you're bidding narrower but paying more. Those are the things that are like consistent across all niches. Um, but how much more clicks should you expect? It depends on your niche. So if you're in a really competitive niche where there actually are people on Bing, you're gonna pay. Like, and I imagine like some of the insurance, payday loans, those kind of niches. I'm sure they're completely saturated on Bing, as well as Google. But if you're doing something where you're like the first guy advertising a restaurant in the area or something, you'll probably uh, pay a fraction of a cent. I paid like $2, $3 for a keyword on Google, and then got it the same keyword 5, 10 cents on Bing to give you an idea of the numbers. So it depends on the niche, but check it out, run them. And um, last question: does anyone know a CallRail alternative easier to set up and cheaper? Yes, we use CallFire. There are like plenty of other alternatives, but if you're just trying to like track calls for somebody you're generating leads for, and you want to be able to listen into those calls and knowing how many you got and how long they lasted and that kind of info, then CallFire does it for like $1 per month for a number, and then you just pay as you use it, and it's a quite reasonable rate. I don't remember exactly what it is, but you don't. They don't have all the setup fees and all that. You can literally fund your account for like $5 or $10 and get going, and you don't have to commit to it any longer than you need to. It like so. I like it a lot better than CallRail. Um, it's probably more expensive in the long run. There's a good, by the way, offer example because I harp on this is the low risk entry probably gets them more money in the long run. They probably, I'm sure if I compared it dollar for dollar, that CallFire has been more expensive for us than CallRail, but it's just so much easier to use and set up, and that's time and energy or money. So those are all the questions we got this week, and I wish you guys a mega awesome happy holidays. And just to, like I said, um, on the beginning, I want to show you guys the inside of more really, really cool agencies that are working, especially in like everything that's happened in 2020 and 2021 going forward. So you guys can see like what's actually working today and how people are doing it. And so if you know anybody who's got anything cool that's really working, I'm going to be bringing some people to you. But if you guys know somebody that is worth sharing to the group, I would love an intro, an invite, something like that. And we'll be uploading some of these cool stuff to YouTube so you can see inside all the different agencies that are working and what they're doing and how they're doing it. So if that is of interest to you, get on the YouTube channel as well. And I will see you guys probably next time live anyway. It'll be a whole new year. So much, much love.